Thank you for joining me today for the Open Dental Income Transfers webinar. Today we will be covering what an income transfer is, how to do an income transfer using the Income Transfer Manager, and how to do a manual income transfer. The purpose of an income transfer is to correct the way that payments have been allocated. Income transfers can move income between providers, procedures, clinics, and patients. In order to use income transfers, you must have the payment create permission. These corrections will show on reports. An income transfer can be done by using the Income Transfer tool located in the drop-down next to the Payment button in the Account module. The Income Transfer Manager window will load, showing providers, patient information, clinic, as well as line item accounting. In this case, the charges on Eleanor's account did not equate to the credits that are on her account, meaning that her balance has a credit of $200. Her husband, Henry, goes to a different provider, so it is broken down as Dr. Allender as his provider at the new clinic, and he has a balance of $200. If you want to see the line item accounting of where those credits are coming from or where the balances are, you can choose the filter at the bottom to show the breakdown. This will show you the different procedures posted to the account as well as any credits on the account. In this case, I have unallocated money that equals $200 more than what I need for her entire balance. I do have a $200 exam that was posted to Henry's account that still has a balance. To use the Income Transfer Manager, you can click on the Transfer button at the very bottom of this window. Another useful feature in this window, if you've had a conversion to Open Dental from a different software and need to do an income transfer for past activity before you transfer to Open Dental, you can also use the filter for an As Update for the date of your conversion or the last date that your patients had a $0 balance and be able to clean up past history on the account, especially for providers that may no longer be at your practice. Clicking on the Transfer button will move the line items from the right-hand side into an income transfer on the left, giving you the transfer date as well. Clicking Close will show an income transfer line item on the account and now show what it is corrected and what it is now attached to. You'll also note that I have a credit on Eleanor's account of $200, and that credit has been moved onto Henry's account to pay for that exam. If I want to see the line item accounting of that income transfer, I can double-click into the transfer line and see that $200 was moved off of Eleanor's account that was originally attached to a specific clinic and provider, and show that that $200 is now being allocated to a specific procedure on her husband's account at a different clinic and a different provider. I can also see that $400 was not allocated to a specific procedure, but was allocated to a provider and clinic, which has now been allocated to a correct procedure and left on that same provider and clinic. Similarly, the unallocated for $500 that's been transferred to our all-ceramic crown. Clicking OK will leave that transfer item, and you'll be able to see where the money was transferred to and from. To move a credit from one account to another, let's go into a different patient. Our patient Carrie here has given us additional money as a prepayment on her account after the procedures were completed. That money she would now like to give to her daughter Mary, and Mary is on her own account. We're going to transfer the $500 that Carrie has as a credit onto Mary's current balance. clicking on the payment button in the top left-hand corner and putting in a $0 payment, and then choosing None for an income transfer will allow you to create a manual income transfer. We're going to add in a split to tell Open Dental what we want to do with the money. We're going to take the $500 away from Carrie's account. If you know that the money came from a prepayment like I do, we can make it so that that $500 is coming out of the prepayments and not attached to a specific provider. Clicking OK will create that $500 takeaway from the prepayments that Carrie has given us. We can add in an additional split to put in the $500 positive dollars onto a patient that's in a different family even. If I choose the is from another family, choose the patient that money is going to be going to, and click OK, I can now attach it to specific procedures that patient is owing for. I can link it to a treatment planned procedure if it's future treatment that hasn't been completed yet, or I can attach it to a procedure where that patient owes money for that procedure already. In this case, my patient owes $425 on the crown. We're going to click OK and attach $425 to that specific procedure to show that there's no remaining balance on it. This will automatically link it to the correct clinic where that procedure was done and the correct provider who should receive the money for those collections. Clicking OK, I can now see that $500 is coming out of prepayment from Carrie and being put as a positive number onto the procedure that Mary had done. We can attach an additional split if we want to continue to add money onto a procedure from another account or a different family member. We're going to add in one more line item for the Pontic of the $75 that we have remaining and click OK. You'll notice that the balance remaining subtracts off how much money we are applying to for this income transfer. Now that we have a $500 coming off of Carrie's account, a $425 going to a specific procedure, and a $75 payment going to a specific procedure, you'll notice that my balances equal 0. Your total amount should equate to 0, as well as the dollar amount listed here. That's because you're not taking in additional money. You are moving money from one account to another, or moving money from one provider or clinic to a different provider or clinic. Clicking OK, you will see the income transfer line item of $500 coming off of Carrie's account, and going into Mary's account, you'll see that $500 applying to her account and showing the procedures that it's attached to.
Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. If you have additional questions, please call our support line at 503-363-5432 or access our complete online manual at opendental.com. And to make sure you're staying up to date on our latest training videos, make sure you subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications.